I am going over your reading for day 12. Today we are going to learn about the sloth, and I just love the pictures in this one. As always, I'm going to go over a few vocabulary words that will be in our passage that you may need help with. Our first word is rainforest. It is a tropical dense forest that has a lot of rainfall. A mammal is a warm-blooded animal that has hair or fur and gives birth to live young, so they do not lay eggs.
Arboreal. Arboreal.
All right, I just had to look up how to say that properly. I did not want to tell you wrong. Arboreal is an animal that lives most of its life in trees, and that is our sloth right there. Captivity, living in a cage or being owned by humans. So if you have a pet, they are living in captivity because they are normally inside your house, and if they are outside, they are still owned by you and you are a human. So they're not wild animals. All right, species is a types, it says types of a specific animal. So like birds, mammals, those are all different types. Organism, an individual plant or animal. Look how cute that little duck is. He's all by himself, so he is an organism. Now look this one up too, just to make sure I say it right to you. I believe it's folivore.
Folivore.
And that is correct. Folivore is an animal that feeds on leaves. Digestion, the system in a body that helps absorb food. All right, so now we're going to start our passage about the sloth. Look how cute he is. Sloths are medium-sized mammals which live in the jungles and rainforests of Central and South America. They are arboreal animals, which means they live high in the trees. Though sloths sometimes sit on top of branches, they usually eat, sleep, and give birth to their babies while hanging upside down. That's crazy. They use their long, strong, curved claws to grip the branches. Sloths are good swimmers and will sometimes drop down from their tree branches directly into the water. There are 6 types of sloths. Some species have 2 claws on each paw, whereas others have 3 on each paw. They are called sloths because they move very, very slowly, even when they are in danger. Sloths only move at a speed of about 13 feet per minute. In captivity, they spend long periods of time asleep, as much as 15 to 20 hours a day. But in the wild, they sleep as long as humans do. Now we're going to look at their appearance, and that's just how they look. Sloths have short, flat heads, large eyes, short noses, tiny ears, and long legs. Their body length is usually about 23 to 27 inches, and some species have stubby tails about 3 inches long. The larger species weigh about 40 pounds, but the smaller ones weigh only about 9 pounds. Because sloths live most of their lives hanging upside down, their hair grows in the opposite direction than other mammals' hair. This allows the rain to run off their bodies more easily. Their fur is light brown, but they often have tiny green organisms called algae growing in their fur. This makes sloths look green and difficult to see in the trees. Other tiny animals such as moths, beetles, and cockroaches often live in a sloth's fur, as well as fungi such as mushrooms. So algae is what you see growing in fish tanks sometimes when they need clean. That green that goes on the glass, that's algae. Diet and feeding. Most sloths are folivores. This means they eat mostly leaves, flower buds, and tender shoots. Some sloths only eat insects, small reptiles, and birds as a very small part of their diet. Sloths have tongues that are 10 to 12 inches long, so 12 inches is the size of a ruler. Because of their slow digestion, it can take up to a month for a sloth to digest a single meal. Mother sloths can give birth to one baby each year. Some species are pregnant for about 6 months, but others may be pregnant for as long as 11 months. After it is born, the baby sloth rides around for several weeks while clinging to the fur on its mother's stomach. Once it stops clinging to its mother, the baby sloth will stay with her for up to 4 years. Sloths can live to be 40 years old. That's a little baby sloth in that picture. All right. So today, you are doing the What I Remember sheet. So question number 1 says, what does a sloth look like? So give me 1 to 2 sentences about what you remember from what I read about what a sloth looks like. If you cannot remember anything, go back to the appearance section of your article, and it talks about exactly what the sloth looks like. Number 2, describe a sloth's habitat. So habitat is where the sloth lives. And it talks about its habitat being the rainforest. So if you look at the first paragraph on the first page, it talks about the sloth's habitat. If you remember something from what I read, go ahead and write that down. But if you don't remember, go ahead and look back at the first paragraph on the first page. What and how does a sloth eat? That's going to be under the diet and feeding section on the second page. It is right above the baby sloth's picture. Now, if you remember what the sloths eat, you can go ahead and write that down. But if you don't remember, look back in the diet and feeding section. Number 4, describe how sloths have babies. So it wants you to tell how long the sloth is pregnant, how many babies does it have at one time. That is what it's asking for. So that's in the baby sloth section, which is in the last part of your article. All right, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I would love, love, love to help you. I'm also going to post some more websites to learn about sloths. Of course, those are optional, but they are made for kids, and I think you guys would really like to see them. All right, if you have any questions, reach out. I love and miss you guys. Bye.